Well, good afternoon, guys. Well, it could be good morning where you are, could be good evening. My name is Daniel Burton. As I joked last month was my first live at five, filling in for John. John is currently away on assignment in Hong Kong, and I know that he sends his greetings. I know he sends his blessings. Um, and apparently, I didn't do too badly last month. I joked that this may be my first and last because I am back again. So, just having a look. Got a few people popping up in the chats. We got hi from France. We have hi from the Ozarks in Missouri. We've got a few dream submissions already jumping in. I just want to make sure that everything is working good. Please comment where you are from. I've got some YouTube. I know that we have thrown this on. Yeah, we are live on Streams Ministries on Facebook. So just want to make sure where everyone's at. Hello, Eve at Favor. Hello, Child of God. Hello, LM from Georgia. Hi from Washington State. Tracy Tinnen. Hey, how you doing? Child of God, Charlotte, North Carolina. How are you all doing? Awesome. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay, people starting to jump on. Okay, hey, Sandra from Connecticut. Blessings to you. Lucy, hi, Lake Jackson, Texas. Awesome. And hi from California. Not to be forgotten. Awesome. So, guys, the way I'm going to start this out is I'm going to take a very healthy drink of water, so that way you don't have to deal with me doing any kind of cotton mouth. But we are also going to jump straight in. I actually have a dream that I'm going to do like I did last month. It's from one of our tribe members. Now, if you're curious as to what tribe is the community that we have at Streams of people who support the ministry $25 or more a month. And what that does is it actually gives them access into a community of exclusive access, some behind the scenes videos. It also gives them the ability to, as a tribe member, to stay in the loop with newsletters, whole bunch of stuff, but also to submit prayer requests and dream interpretation requests, because we are working on some new dream interpretation resources, some top secret things that I won't divulge here. Stay tuned. It'll be fun. So if you're curious, head to streamsministries.com, go to the tribe webpage, and I'll give you all the details on how to sign up for that. But the dream that I'm going to start off with is actually going to be from tribe. So I'm going to read you the dream. Then I am going to interpret the dream for you. And guys, I do have some history with dream interpretation. Like I introduced last month with my name being Daniel, it kind of came free with the package. So it was not necessarily something that I signed up for. And so I've had some experience over the last, good while, walking with the Lord 20 years in terms of dream interpretation. And I'll have a bit of a different process to John, but I will talk you through how I arrive at what I arrive. I have mapped out some thoughts that I have about this dream, but let me not get stuck on that. Let me read the dream. So this is for Patty Crute. If you are watching, Patty, hello. So my husband, son, and I are in a car parked by our Maryland townhouse. I'm in the driver's seat. I say, look how beautiful the day is. We should get out and dance. We get out and my son dances with me. When we try to leave, our car is blocked, so we decide to go into our townhome. Inside, the people are setting up a surprise birthday party for me. I notice through our front window a line of people coming up the walkway. I greet each one until I get to two ladies that I don't know. One answers, my name is Misty. I also attended your wedding. I say, well, then that must make us family then, smiling and being hospitable. Now, there's a gentleman called Duncan. I have included that name because the name Duncan actually means head, and it is pertinent to the details of the dream, which is a man that the dreamer knows in waking life, is in another corner of the room. A man who was with Duncan walks over to hand me a lovely green boot. It is a left-footed boot, laced up in the front and with a stacked wooden heel. It is my B-Day gift. He wanted me to try it on, but I think it looks too small, so I wait. Later, I notice it says size 8, and I decide to try it. The boot fits perfectly. I walk over to him, prop up my foot on something for him to see that it is a perfect fit, thanking him. I get the sense that he has made the boots and he has the right one to go with it, but I wake up before seeing it. So really fun dream. In its most simplest form, you've got these two focuses in the dream. You have the car with the husband and the son, of which Patty is in the driver's seat, and she notices that the car is blocked. after the joy. So I think that, Maryland is a play on Mary's Land. I think this is to do with the family ministry, of which Patty is sitting in the driver's seat. So she's in the left hand side of the vehicle. I think is more pertinent than the driver's side, because the theme of left is actually quote through this dream two times. So with this first piece, it is to do with the family. I believe the family ministry. It is supposed to be a ministry of joy. It is what they were born to do. Patty, specifically, this is what you were born to do. It is to do with being at the feet of Jesus. It is Mary's land. It is the territory of those who adore the Lord. And I believe that that is the invitation to your family, to minister to the Lord as a family. There is joy about this, but there is a blockage, not necessarily a negative, just meaning it hasn't been released yet. So this is a preparation of that family ministry. So when we get to the townhouse, and you've got, there's this surprise birthday party, but it's kind of funny, right? They're setting up a surprise birthday, but it's not a surprise to you. So there is something coming in the realm of celebration that is supposed to be significant. You begin to see people coming up two by two, a line of people, and there was two people. You're seeing out the front window, speaking of vision, that in this season of celebration, in this moment of celebration that the Lord is in authoring right now, there is clear vision to see who is coming in to celebrate you in this season. People that maybe, like you said, I didn't know the person, Misty. Two women come up and she said, no, I was at your wedding, right? So there's this demarcation of this wedding, right? This significant moment of the beginning of your family, the beginning of covenant. And there are people coming in who are saying, well, I was at that wedding. We bore witness to your covenant. They're coming to celebrate you in this significant moment. And then you have this man, Duncan. Duncan means head. And there is a man called the head. See the symbolism? And with him is another man that comes to give you a gift that is unnamed, obviously being the Holy Spirit. And he gives you a gift of a left boot that is green. Now, that left is what you were born to do. It is laced up green, speaking of communion, particularly communion, wisdom, conscience. There's it's actually, wisdom is actually speaking of conscience, not communion. Speaking of that, this is going to establish your walk in peace, establish your conscience in what you were called to do. It's going to give you a straight line in front of you. It's laced up. You think it didn't fit you. Now, interesting detail. But when you waited and the celebration was going on, you noticed that it was a size 8. 8 being the number of new beginnings. So this was something that you didn't think would fit you in the natural. This ministry that the Lord had given you, this walk that was in front of you, you didn't feel that it would fit you. But seeing that it's a new beginning, you now see that it fits you. It was what you were born to do. But what's interesting is the right boot to establish this gift that you were given, to establish this walk, which is anchored in conscience, hasn't been released to you yet. So the faith, the right boot, the faith to walk it out, to fulfill it, hasn't been walked out yet. So you see the two pieces, guys. I took a little bit longer to interpret that dream. Very, very simply, in the land of Mary, there is this place of this ministry that the Lord has given the family. She's in the driver's seat, the left-hand side. She was born to do it. It hasn't yet been released. There is a celebration about this season that she is in her home, in her current season. Now, I believe she lived in that townhouse previously, but we're seeing the new beginning. So in a previous place of previous season, there is coming a refitting, a bringing back, a new beginning of what you are born to do. The faith to do it hasn't yet come forward, and I believe that that's why the dream ended there. So, Patty, I hope that my intro thoughts and rambling help you with that, to process that. And if you're on here, would love to get a comment and see how we are doing. So, guys, there's a ton of new comments. Okay, all right. Let me just have a little look through here. I'm not meaning to cherry pick this, guys. I know that you guys are commenting multiple times. John has told you to do that. I am going to try my best to navigate some of these interpretations. Guys, a single element, obviously, child of God, you're asking me, what does it mean to clean a friend's house in a dream? Really, it's going to depend on the overall context of the dream. So to be completely honest, you helping to cleanse somebody else's house. So there is a gift to help clean up their current state, their current season that the Lord's given you to help establish them in their current season. And if you're cleaning up the house, it's removing things that are actually causing their house to not be a dwelling place for peace and not be a place where they can live at rest. So that would be just one of those elements. Okay. Some of these I don't have enough details. So, okay, Eve at Faber dreamt of a woman I know gifting me two shoes. All was new. One was a full shoe and the other was sandals. Once again, not enough kind of in the dream, but dreamt of a woman I know, someone who's familiar, who's close to you, giving you two shoes to enable your walk. One's a full shoe, meaning it isn't limited. One is a sandal. So there is sandals are meant for a particular climate. They're meant for a particular landscape. You wouldn't go hiking in a sandal. So the fact that you have one shoe and a sandal, it seems to me like the Lord is giving you a grace to walk in different places. So depending on which shoe, if the right shoe was the full shoe, that's going to be what you have the faith to do. The left shoe would be what you have, what you've been born to do. So maybe just some insights there. Let me have a look. My dream was that myself and my family were invited into James Gold's home. This is Tamara Gavin. Homey cottage, but large. Went to the upper floor and kitchen was there. James told me we're going to eat picnic style. I'm going to assume that there's more to that dream. Prepared a wonderful meal on the floor with a tablecloth. Next, I looked in our window and James Gold's grandkids are jumping on a trampoline together. And I think that is the end of that dream. Well, Tamara, really interesting. So, James Gold would represent the prophetic. So you're being invited into the prophetic. It is homey. It is a cottage. You're coming into the house and going up to the upper floor. What does that movement up mean? You're coming up into a higher perspective within the prophetic. That is where the food will be prepared for you in this season. But even though you're coming to an upper floor to eat, you guys were eating picnic style on the floor, meaning that there is a posture of coming low to be able to eat this food. Even though you're coming higher in the things of the spirit, you still need to come low and be humble in what you're being fed. The fact that your kids were jumping outside on the trampoline together. Next, I looked out our window. So you're seeing the vision that this is what is going on with you in this elevation in the prophetic. This humility to find spiritual food in that prophetic space is going to actually also affect the generations. Right now, those kids were jumping with James Gold's grandkids, speaking of legacy, and they're just in a season of play. But even in that, know that what you are eating and what you are receiving will actually come down to that next generation. Okay, so we have Hi from Orlando. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to the new comments. There's a lot of comments going on, guys. So keep throwing those dreams in, and I'm gonna try my best. It's a little overwhelming when there's a ton of comments. Okay, and parking lot, nighttime, street lights, wearing uniform, sparkly shirt with others. They are in pants. I am in shorts. I think it's best to change into pants. So I do. Then we go perform in front of people. Okay, so as a general rule, dark nighttime dreams, darktime dreams, streetlight dreams, these are what we call dark dreams. These reveal something in terms of the plans of the enemy. So trying to flip this dream is an interesting one. You're wearing a uniform with a sparkly shirt with others. They're in pants. I am in shorts. I would flip this and just say that there is something that the enemy is trying to do to get you to fit in with the crowd. And the Lord is letting you know that he is actually the one that has dressed and appointed you in this season. Don't change how you do things just to fit in. That is what the enemy is trying to do. Keep things very pure, very clear in what is in front of you. So that is Ann419. Just comment if this makes sense. Okay, Nick Cole, bathroom dreams, giddy on up. I was in a single public bathroom that was a marine color with a thick layer of union on the wall. I decided to clean it. A manager told somebody to help me, and I started cleaning. Okay, so Single public bathroom. So we know bathrooms are representative of spiritual cleansing. A public bathroom, whether that was open or not, would determine a lot. But this public space where people were to come and get cleansed has been infiltrated to some degree. A thick layer of urine on the wall. This is a defilement. This is perversity. It's an unclean space. So it is a space. Now, this may be, it's public. This could be in the realm of a church. I don't know what this would necessarily mean to you in your life, in your season, but a public place that is supposed to be clean and able to handle the cleansing of many people has been contaminated, and someone in authority, you decided to clean it. So you've taken an initiative to try to clean up this place where people are supposed to be cleansed. And the manager has told somebody to come alongside and give you assistance. So you were not using the bathroom, you're cleaning the bathroom. So I would say that it feels a little unclear as to the direction of the dream, but I would say take the details. If you're in a season where you're helping to clean some things up around the issue of spiritual cleansing for people and you are working at it alone, this potentially could be an encouragement from the Lord, letting you know that he is going to send assistance to help you in the task that you didn't create the mess. Here it is. You didn't create the mess. It wasn't your mess, but you actually took ownership and began to come into cleaner situation in your world in this season, that the Lord has seen your initiative and your heart to serve and clean up messes that were not your own, and he will send assistance. So, Nick, I believe that's the interpretation of that dream. Okay, I'm going to roll back down because you guys are throwing a lot of comments. Let's have a look. Okay. I had two separate dreams. So I'm going to try and just stick with one dream at a time, guys. Both. Okay, LM. I had two separate dreams. Both involved a bathroom and alligators in my nose. First dream, the alligators had a scale, so I couldn't move down my nose. Second dream, they were moving, and I saw a monkey also. If you could elaborate on that a little bit. I'm just going to click on the dream. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot that I need to click on it to show you. I'm just interpreting dreams. It just shows you what a rookie I can be. Yeah, LM, I need more details. There was a scale. They had a scale. When you say scale, do you mean like scales on the skin? Do you mean scale like a weighing scale? That would definitely change the interpretation of that. So I'm going to walk on through. Okay, I'm just going to try my best to find out where we are starting with some of these, because some of your comments are multiple comments. I know they do restrict how much you can comment. Okay, let's have a look. All right, Big Smash King. Walk through an old deli on my way out back door. A worker answered the phone, and I heard to say, "You need to get out of there now." Tornado formed in front of me and went into a cathedral and addressed hundreds of people. Okay. Walk through an old deli on my way out the back door. The worker answered the phone. You need to get out of here right now. So a place where you used to be fed, right? This is a public place. This is not your kitchen where you're preparing spiritual food, but a place where other people have fed you in a previous season. The worker in that season has received a message communicating to you, hey, you need to get out of there. You cannot go back to that place where you used to feed, where you used to be fed. It's not that season. Tornado formed in front of me and went into a cathedral, and I addressed hundreds of people. Tornado can be, a whirlwind and a tornado are very, very different. A tornado can be a whirlwind, for example, with Elijah. He was caught up in the whirlwind. He wasn't caught up by the chariots of fire, contrary to popular belief. And so that can literally mean a point of transition. In the context of this dream, it formed in front of you. So there was a point of transition in front of you, and you began to address hundreds of people. So I would just tell you that there's transition in your season where you need to make sure that you're not going back to places you used to feed, Be aware of the transition that is in front of you. It's not yet on upon you. It's not like you stepped into the whirlwind. It's just in front of you, and then all of a sudden, the next piece was you communicating. So, just keep aware of where you're eating in this season, how the Lord will transition you, and the message that He'll transition you with. Okay, let me go down and have a look. Scale wouldn't allow them to slide up and down my nose. Yeah, what kind of scale though? Like the scale of like something that is weighed, LM, or a scale as in something that you would see on the surface of a fish? Let me have a look. So, Claire B. Dreamt my family and I were in my grandpa's kitchen. Suddenly he appeared in a light blue tuxedo with a light pink aura around him. He called to me, held me like a baby, and prayed for me in tongues. This is an awesome dream. So this is to do with generational inheritance. The light blue tuxedo, white being purity, blue being revelation. And pink would be also the mixture of wisdom and purity as well, with white being spirit. So there is an impartation and a grace for revelation and wisdom that is coming on your family in this season. Your family and yourself, Claire, where in the kitchen you are being fed. So this is spiritual food. This is also inheritance coming down from your grandfather in the realm of revelation, purity, which is the white, as well as the area of wisdom. So light blue and wisdom being red, being mixed with the white. So I would say that this is a grace that is coming over you. He called you to him. He held me like a baby and prayed for you in tongues. There is an impartation, I believe, in that dream of that wisdom, of that purity, of that communion and that revelation coming onto your life. So that's an awesome dream, Claire. Let me know if that rings true for you. Okay. Okay, Claire B, point of transition context, even though it wasn't a dream. Cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Going to church but have on two different boots. Do you guys see a theme here tonight with the shoe dreams? So I'm gonna have a shot at this one. So Dawn, Hampton, going to church but have on two different boots, both black. Left was short with a white scuff mark, low heel. Right was knee length with a higher heel. Despite the difference in heels, I wasn't off balance. Okay, so we talked a little bit earlier about left is what you were born to do, right being what you have the faith to do. Now, what you were born to do, both were black. I'm trying to get a sense of whether that is black normally represents the flesh and the soul. So even though you weren't off balance, this is actually a little tricky. I'm not really getting any revelation off this one. I would just say, Dawn, that just to pray into why the boots are black. Black is normally not necessarily a good color in dreams. Now, this could be personal to you. You might really enjoy black. So the Lord could be speaking to you in a personal way. The fact that the left was shorter, it had a shorter heel, it was lower to the ground, had a white scuff mark, low heel, right was knee length, high heel, even though you're not off balance. So there's differences in what you have in this season. I believe that there is a difference between what you were born to do and what you have faith to do. You want to make sure that your faith doesn't, even though you're not outside of balance, you want to make sure that your faith doesn't exceed what you have a calling for. So you want to make sure you don't go outside of what you have been graced and given to. So that's the one thing that I'm seeing in the difference between the heels. Just make sure that that there is a balance in that place. With the sandals and the boot before, that felt a little different. With this one, it just feels like the right foot has more covering on it. It's coming up to the knee. It seems like maybe your faith No, I'm actually going to reverse this because as I'm just kind of what you have faith for seems to have a different facet to what you were born to do. So you have faith. A knee-high boot would be for a different climate than a short ankle boot. You can wear them both, but just that principle of even though you're not off balance right now, make sure that you know what you have the faith for and know what you're born to do, and make sure that you're not operating those out of your own strength. That would be the black, because eventually you will get off balance. Okay. All right, we're going to keep rolling through. So, okay, I'm actually just going to. So, Kaylee Howard, I really hope I didn't just butcher the pronunciation of your name. So, Kaylee, I was looking out of my kitchen window and I saw my ex husband was walking up towards my front door. He looked as if he was drunk, and the house phone started ringing in the dream, and I woke up. I would tell you that this is a warning dream. The ex husband is not your ex husband, it is to do with issues. I was looking out of my kitchen and saw my ex husband. So, this is to do with issues of how you feed yourself, what you have fed yourself on historically, where you have gotten your sustenance, where you've gotten your strength from, and the Lord letting you know that, hey, these issues are starting to be present again of how you used to cope, maybe, and how you used to feed yourself in that season. And that's why the phone started ringing in the dream. So when we think of a phone call, it's an alarming thing. So it's the Lord alerting you to wake up. Like, this is a season to recognize that there are things coming that are from previous seasons that He's alerting you to be aware of. So this would be in the category of a warning dream. So I hope that helps there. Okay. Okay, Claire B. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, good. I'm glad that helped. Just going to keep rolling through. I'm just going to go back down to the new comments. Awesome to see so many of you guys on here. Okay, so let me just find something that I can kind of. Okay. Ah, so lyrics all day. I want to touch this one. This is kind of cool. So, an accountant, right? So there's a little bit of a play on words here. Um, we'll get to it. Who was in my Mars car, called my name and said, "It's nice to finally meet you. I am the new accountant here. So I'm going to give you back all that was taken from you plus better." And then it finishes with, "We hugged. I instantly felt joy, peace, and comfort. It felt like I was hugging a cloud." Well, this is the Lord letting you know that He is about to bring recompense from family issues. An accountant who was in your mother's car. So whether it's not necessarily directly tied to your mum, but there has been some things in your family that have been held back. The Lord, as the accountant, if you will, the paraclete is also known as the advocate. But the accountant, who is the bookkeeper, he knows what is in place. He knows what is due to people. He is the one telling you, "It's finally nice to meet you. I'm the new accountant here." So there has been a previous influence. There's been some blockages in the realm of recompense, things being blessed down to you through family inheritance, that the Lord is letting you know, hey, there's a new accountant in town, and we are going to bring recompense for everything that has been held up and restricted in previous seasons. So that is an awesome dream. Lyrics all day. I hope that blesses you. That is a great dream. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling down. Okay. Okay. Naomi, very clean, big placenta on a clean floor, functioning on its own, fully developed fetus, feeding on a pickle light sea plant, toddler girl on my laps, all in that order. Didn't mean to click on this one because I'm not sure that there's real clarity there. Very clean, big placenta on a clean floor, fully developed, feeding on a pickle light sea plant, toddler girl on my lap, all in that order, woken up. So there is something in your world that is growing, but it's on a clean floor. So even though it's functioning on its own, it's cleaning, it's fully developed. Um, it's being fed by something that it should not be fed by. In the natural, being fed by a pickle like sea plant is not something that you would see a baby thriving on. So there is something in the realm of something that you've either been birthing, something that you've been given. It is functioning on its own. It's been maybe not in the environment that it should be. Um, the placenta, fetus, feeding on a pickle like, and then a toddler girl in that order. Yeah, it's kind of unclear. I would just maybe take some of these elements and just as a prayer strategy, you know what I mean? What it is that the Lord has given you, that has been either birthed in you, has been given to you as a gift, um, is maybe outside of the context of where it is to thrive. Um, it's feeding on that pickle. It's a little odd. So I would just honestly pray into, Lord, what have I got that you have given me that maybe is not in the right environment to be able to thrive, because you want to fulfill everything that the Lord has given you. So I hope that helps. It's a little bit of an odd one. Not super clear on that, just based on some of the elements. Just maybe pray into that. So hope that helps. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just roll all the way down to the bottom, guys. Keep throwing in those comments. Some of the words are a little bit hard. Okay. Let me just have a look, guys. Just stay with me. Trying to find some things that'll be helpful for us all. I know that um, when we have these dreams, they feel um, super urgent. So I'm just trying to find. So Retha, I'm going to have a look at this. I know you've thrown this one up a few times. So you were at a church and we were swerving around like if we had a hula hoop on. So I'm just getting the picture. So there's movement activity. We fell to the ground. Then I was standing up and it was a family leaving. And I said, wait, scripture 14:7 on the screen. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm going to use modern technology to figure out what 14:7 could be. So my first thought is to go to John 14:7. So I'm gonna start rolodexing through this. So guys, sometimes when we're trying to find something, we've just got to wait until the interpretation drops. Okay. Right. I have a Rolodex of places that I'll go when numbers are present. Nope. Nope. Okay. Wait to a family. Scripture 14:7 on the screen. Okay. So the 14:7, John 14:7 is kind of interesting, guys. So John 14:7 reads like this. I'm in the New King James. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also, and from now on you know him and have seen him. So I was at a church and we're swerving around like we had a hula hoop. So there appears to be a move of the Spirit in the church, that for a family, now whether that's a literal family, a group of people, they seem to be leaving, and you were crying out, wait, and the Lord saying, hey, if you had known me, you would also have known the Father. Let's extrapolate that out. If you had known the Holy Spirit, if you had known the Lord, you would also know the Holy Spirit. That's the one thing that I kind of get this 14:7 from, that there is an offense, perhaps, there's a not recognizing a move of spirit in the church, that is causing a family to leave. I don't know if that's a direct situation for you right now, Aretha, but I would just pray into the Lord as to which scripture 14:7, because obviously there's a lot of them, but I immediately, when I read that, felt John 14:7. So the principle that's in there is Jesus saying, "Hey, if you had known me, you would know the Father." And there is a principle that we can kind of pull out and say, if you know the Son, you'll also know the Spirit. So there is something happening in the midst of the church or the community that you're in right now, where people are maybe not recognizing the move of God as the Spirit. And you need to encourage them, like, hey, look at the consistency and the nature of the Godhead. The Father and the Son are in complete unison. They're in complete agreement. Look at the character of God. The Spirit of God will be in constant communion with those principles. So that's honestly, Retha, that's all I'm kind of seeing in that. So I hope that helps. Like I said, a lot of these dreams that you guys are throwing up today have kind of got 1, 2, 3 lines. Guys, once again, details. Can you explain? Jacqueline Isaac has asked me, can you explain what constantly seeing the number 141 signifies every day at almost every point? So, okay, well, Jacqueline, probably a scripture. 40 being a period of testing, 40 days in the wilderness, 40 years in the desert, plus 1. So I would honestly start looking for 41 scriptures, whether it's Isaiah 41, Psalm 41. The Lord's trying to get your attention. I don't know if it's necessarily the numerical value itself. This might be a scripture that the Lord is trying to get you to lean into. So, yeah, once again, ask him. He is the one that all interpretations belong to the Lord. And when we get into what John would call interpretive legalism, and this has to mean this and this has to mean that, there are some concrete things. There's some concrete images that are very specific, but there are things that are personal. There are things that are cultural that we need to take into consideration during the process of trying to get the metaphor of God. So I would just start looking for scriptures, chapters, maybe Psalm 41, maybe Isaiah 41. That would be the best thing to do with that, because he's definitely trying to get a message through to you. Lyrics all day. Never mind. You answered it through Jacqueline's comment. Thank you. Okay, cool. Not sure what that one is. Lyrics all day. Okay. So let me just have a quick look. Let me have a look. Let me look. Okay. So, guys, some of these, the reason why I'm just trying to filter through some of these is, like Eric Luna, I know you've thrown this up a bunch of times. Sister turned into a shark. We chased her into the sea. Older sister walked on water. We followed a dangerous stingray, was in the water. We were trying to get rainbow fruit. Rainbow parrots were swooping down to eat. There's not a real clear message in this. Sister turned into a shark. Sharks are constantly in motion and they never come at rest. They are apex predators. Yeah, Eric, I'm really not getting any revelation on this. I would just turn this into a prayer between you and the Lord. I know it's probably something that's been strong on your mind, but there are things, there are things under the surface. Water can mean people. Water could be a metaphor. Dangerous stingray in the water. We're trying to get rainbow fruit. Rainbow parents are swooping down to eat. Your older sister walked in the water or on the water. I'm not entirely sure on that one. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm not really getting a lot off that, guys. Sometimes if you don't get something off a dream, it's better off just to say, hey, I'm not getting a revelation and I don't have anything off that. I don't want to try and make it mean something that it's not. Retha, yes, that's what we got. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that could be confirmation for you. Okay. Awesome. So, guys, when you tell me people like Rachel, like UJ, you've got Rachel's house and then Christina's surprised. I don't know who Rachel is. I'm not sure who Christina is. So more context would be needed to be able to help you with that. So when submitting a dream, sometimes, guys, um, assume that I don't know who you're talking about. So they might be very personal to you. That person might be full of meaning for you. Me, as somebody who was reading a dream written out without being able to interact, I would need more details. So you, Jay, I would need to know who Rachel is, who Christina is to you. That would help frame out that dream and just give a little bit better meaning and understanding. Okay, let's just have a little look. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, they are your nieces. Okay. All right, let me just have a little look at this, guys. Some of these are a little difficult. Some of you guys have some very hmm. UJ, will come back to that. Birdie, your dream just kind of stuck out to me just there. Birdie D. Stringfellow, hopefully you're still on here. You just threw this up. I woke up on a beautiful green island, lush with plants coming to life, smiling faces and dancing with me, playing hide and seek. All the grass started moving. I didn't want to leave. What a beautiful encounter dream this is. So you woke up on a beautiful green island. You know, islands are normally a place of isolation. Islands are normally disconnected, but it seems that this is a encounter that you are having where the Lord is taking you to some really beautiful hidden places in Him that is full of life. There's playfulness, there is experience, there is encounter here. Um, I believe this is an invitation that the Lord is giving you in this season. That you are waking up on a beautiful green island. So you are waking up. You know, we think of green. You're surrounded by conscience. You are waking up to your conscience being provoked, you being surrounded by the things of your conscience in this place that the Lord has brought you to in this season. But it's not a confronting thing. It's full of life. There's hide and seek, you know, there's life and there's movement in this place that is full of conscience for you. So I believe the Lord is waking you up in the hidden places, bringing you to life. And it's not a scary thing, but it's a thing of great peace. So I hope that is encouragement to you. Guys, I'm just going to try a couple more dreams. UJ, even with the knowing the nieces, cream suit, I'm going to go back to this, UJ. I'm going to try. I'm going to have a look at this a little bit, but those details are. So let's have a look at this, guys. This is going to be me taking a cream suit. Sister wore gray. I wore mint green. Christina was surprised. Mine 3 were the same design, but very flashy. So these are your nieces, UJ. So you're going to the place, you're going to Rachel's house, noticing that cream is what is it a blending of? It's kind of, how do you get to cream? It's a little off-white. It's not fully quite spirit. There's a little bit of, I think of cream, I think of yellow. There's a little bit of interaction in the mind with what Rachel has. Mint green for you, I would just say it's vibrant. Mint green would be, yeah, I'm honestly, UJ, I'm really trying, but I'm not getting any revelation off this dream. So this is, guys, sometimes this is just how this happens. There's just no clarity on the dream. Now, maybe this could have been, UJ, something that you are processing, something that is kind of on the inside of you, going on right now, but I'm not really seeing that, Birdie. So I'm so sorry, UJ. I am not seeing that, not getting any revelation on that one. Birdie, thank you. Awesome. I'm glad that lyrics all day. Mrs. McCoy acknowledge a thank you. That's what we got. Comment. He said, glad you received your confirmation. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Retha. Okay, guys, I'm going to probably just hit maybe 1 or 2 dreams. Okay, Rachel, I'm kind of curious about this dream. Looking at a map of America, voice said, now is the time for adoption, not assessment. Map filled with blood and black cloud. I said, okay, please lift me out now. I was scared. Dream was shaking. Okay, Rachel, this is an intercession dream. The Lord giving you instruction that it's not a time to assess, but it's a time to adopt. Adoption is taking on ownership. So I would say that the Lord is inviting you to pray into what is going on in the nation right now, because you saw filled with blood and black cloud. So the blood is always going to be redemptive unless it's a soulish thing. Then it's full of excitement and the things of the flesh. I would tell you that because it's a time for adoption and not assessment, the Lord is inviting you to take ownership over some things in prayer. You were scared. Good, fear of the Lord. I don't think this is a fear dream. I actually think this is an invitation. So you're seeing blood and black cloud. Black would be the work of the enemy. Blood would be the lust of the flesh in this context. So the Lord is telling you, like, hey, you need to take responsibility. It's time to adopt a prayer strategy that you're seeing. This is intercession, that the enemy is trying to excite the flesh and bring the works of the enemy into the land. That part is clear. So you need to have a sense of adoption, take ownership, begin to pray into the things that the Lord reveals to you. I would tell you, Rachel, that this is an intercession dream, but also a prayer strategy. Cool. Okay. Okay. Let me just have a little look, make sure that I'm kind of not missing anything. So, Rachel, I hope that helps. I don't know whether this is part 2, jumping out of a plane. Okay, that might be a second dream. So I'm just going to wait to see. Rachel, is that a second dream, or is that still the continuation on the same dream? Okay. Oh, thank you from Rachel. Okay, I'm glad that dream made sense. So I'm just going to stick to that one. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to, okay, different dream. Okay, awesome. I'm going to try to find 1 or 2 more to finish up. Do apologize. I'm just trying to read through some of these because there's a couple of them. Okay. Okay, Fredia, I hope I'm not butchering this, guys. Fredia Martin, someone was telling me on the phone that my kids will receive a check or payment. When I went to my mailbox, there were several envelopes from the government with checks for $62 and $63 for the kids. Well, I would tell you that part of the inheritance of your kids is going to be Isaiah 60. There is a provision for Isaiah 62 and Isaiah 63 being made manifest in your kid's life. Isaiah 62 is one of those beautiful passages of scripture. Let's just go there real quick, because the check's coming in the mail. So you're getting a message, right? Someone on the phone, there's a message coming to you that there is, when we talk about check or payment, provision, but could also be favor. 62 and 63. 62 is, just so beautiful. Hepzibah, Beulah. It is the bridal passage of the Isaiah 60, 61, 62, 63 transition. So it's the assurance of Zion's salvation. Isaiah 63, this is speaking to the return of the Lord, him being, the reality of the bridal paradigm, Isaiah 62, the watchman on the wall, and the return of the Lord. So I would tell you that there is a grace, there is an endowment coming to your kids for intercession, Isaiah 62, and I would say to prepare the bride and to prepare people for the return of the Lord. That would be the first thing that I feel in my spirit concerning that, Fredia. So I hope that is on the money for you. No pun intended with the checks and the money, but I'll take it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try and finish up. Titania, whitening teeth. Context is everything. So your teeth are being whitened. Well, teeth would speak of wisdom. White would speak of cleansing. So the Lord is actually purifying it. And if it's all the teeth, it's going to be lots of different components. Lots of different components to that. So the Lord cleaning up your wisdom, giving clarity, removing anything that's darkened out of your wisdom and your understanding in this season would be that element there. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to just have a quick little look. Birdie, I love this. So that dream about the island with the green and the refreshing and waking up, most wonderful dream ever. Wake up feeling so happy. So that's just a beautiful encounter dream there. The Lord very, very, very much. Okay. Very much encountering you in a beautiful way. Okay, Van Millie, let's have a look at this. So I want to talk about the snake. Okay, so I saw an anaconda snake. The colors were red and black. Black is not good. Red is not good either. That can be the flesh. An anaconda snake is something that attacks by restricting and by choking. So it gets around and it is a restriction. So it comes along. Now, snakes are in dreams. Snakes are going to be a pun. They are a wordplay on tails. So they are a long tail. There is a lie coming against you. There is something being spoken against you in this season that is attempting to restrict the life of God in you. It is empowered through fleshly understanding. It hasn't yet got to you. So I would say that this is to some degree a warning dream that if it's not dealt with, then 3 smaller snakes are going to come out of the big snake's eyes. 3 eggs, one of them cracked. So if this, this is one of the things you need to ask the Lord to do is reveal what this anaconda is, what is being empowered through the flesh, what is being empowered through the black just feels dark. It just feels, I don't want to say witchcrafty because witchcraft normally, we would think in terms of spiders, in terms of imagery. But there is something in the realm of a lie coming against you, an attack coming against you that is designed to restrict you. You're standing in the middle of a still river. So what's interesting is you're in the river. The river water will often speak of the activity of God. Now it was a still river. There was not much movement going on. So really begin to ask the Lord, Van Millie, how do we would you cut the head off this snake? Because if this snake is not dealt with, it's actually going to breed another 3. It's going to multiply. So if you don't deal with this accusation, this tale that's been spoken against you, that's coming against you in this season, you don't let the Lord cut it off, it will actually produce more and have a greater effect. So I believe this is a warning dream that there is something that's not yet here that is coming, that you need to be aware of and need to ask the Lord to take the head off and deal with. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay. I think it's TNA. You've thrown this up for a while. The reason why I haven't touched this dream, I saw 2 cards side by side with the number 12. 12 being government, 2 being the number of agreement. When I turned the first one on the right, I saw my name. Your name on the right, what you have the faith to do. And then I saw the second one at the left. I saw the name of this guy. So I'm not going to interpret this because A, I don't have revelation, and B, it's involving a name of somebody that I don't know. And there's not enough clarity on this. So God, this is, Tanya, I know this is probably something you need to pray into. I know this is probably something that's stuck with you for a while. We need to, I say we, I'm including myself in this, but it's something for you that you need to pray into. I make a very strong habit if I don't have clear revelation on and the interpretation of a dream when it is involving members of the opposite sex, when it's something of this nature where it's like there's 2 of us, is there agreement, is there calling together? I don't have clear revelation. So I would just flip that into keep praying until the Lord gives you clarity on that dream. If it is a dream that is constantly reoccurring, you need to ask the Lord, what is the source of the dream? If it's a message that you're not quite getting, ask him for clarity. If it is a tormenting dream, if it's something that is causing you to have a lack of peace, then its assignment is to cause distraction. So it's maybe something for you to pray into, to ask the Lord to remove from you. So that would be my wisdom on that. So guys, I'm going to land on one last dream. Okay. Let me just find something that's going to be of benefit to us. Lawrence asked, isn't teeth what we chew on, meditate on? Yes, it can be. It can be something that we're chewing on, that we're meditating on, but the teeth were being cleaned. So the process of cleaning the teen was cleaning up the wisdom, what you digest, the wisdom that you take, the eye teeth being vision, the molars, like it's the incisors, what you are decisive with, but it was all the teeth. So to pick apart each individual teeth, John Paul has a great um, instruction on this. If you go to our website, we have these study cards. It's top 20 dreams, top 20 categories of dreams. It helps kind of give you some overarching themes for this. And so teeth can be something, Lauren, that you've commented on. Teeth can be what we chew on, we meditate, but the action of cleaning the teeth, like whitened teeth, like there was a purifying going to the teeth. So there was something being done to their capacity to actually receive wisdom. Their wisdom was being cleaned up. So really good question. Okay, guys. One of the things, and I'm going to actually just leave it here. I'm just going to thank you so much for your time. I know I've got a couple more dreams coming through. I'm so sorry we didn't get to all of them. But let me just give you just some wisdom, practical wisdom with dream interpretation. Elements on their own can have a positive or a negative meaning. They can have a cultural meaning. They can have a personal meaning. They can be biblical imagery. So answering questions on singular elements is not always super, super helpful. So when trying to discern what an element is, well, what is the element? What is its metaphor? What does it represent? We know that snakes represent tails, which represents lies being spoken against things. There's different elements to how we would approach the language of metaphor. If you guys want to go deeper in some of these, we have some great resources. Understanding Dreams and Visions on streamsministries.com is one of the courses that we have. We also have Academy, I think it's phase 1, module 5 on understanding dreams and visions. It's a really big subject. As you guys know, some of you are super passionate about this, and you tune in every month to hear live dream interpretation and have your dreams submitted. And so I would just say, guys, be blessed. Just keep in mind that dream dictionaries aren't always super helpful. John's Dream Elements Dictionary is super helpful. Super helpful because it tells you what an element could be given its context. We want to avoid interpretive legalism. I hope today has blessed you guys. I hope that there's been some clarity. You guys have thrown some interesting curveballs at me today, some things that I wasn't able to interpret, and that's okay because we're all growing and we're all learning. So guys, thank you for joining in. Be blessed. Thank you for spending this last hour with me. And I hope that I've been of help to you guys. I've hopefully brought some clarity, and the Lord's brought revelation concerning some of your jobs. So guys, be blessed, and we'll see you here next time.